Girls of Reddit, what's something guys see done in porn that you wish they would stop trying to do in real life? Lack of foreplay. Yeah, us women need some preparations to get in the mood, to get wet, or it's just one big painful experience. Don't grab the titty so fucking hard, bro. Theias. And also, while a cheeky gentle nibble might be fine, ask first to find out if your girl likes it. Do not bite the titty/nipples like you're actually trying to get a chunk out of them. Agree to both. You're not making bread or pasta dough, man. I have pretty big boobs. DD naturally, and I had a guy once grab them and push them up so hard and fast it split the skin for about 3 inches under my right breast. He got reflex punched in the head and he was having a go that I had hurt him. What was that for? Etc. I literally had blood running down my ribcage. GTFO motherfucker, before I do the same to your balls. Jesus. WTF. That can happen. Holy heck. You bet. That hurts and takes ages to heal, cause if you have big boobs there's always gonna be a warm moist area under there. It was a bastard wearing a bra to work after. Even with a dressing on. Live and learn, I guess. If you're doing anal, that's the last destination, sir. 1v1 final destination, no items. You're on, kid. Fox only. Bruh. Was just about to pull out my main man Kirby. Rubbing the clit like a fucking stain on a shirt. Circular motions please. Wax on. Wax off. You called? r/beetle chewicking. Don't expect porn noises. Some girls are loud. Some aren't. If all sexual interaction sounded like porn then it would be much worse living next to your elderly neighbors. I actually prefer it more quiet and gentle. Even when we are going rough I don't like hearing screams louder than the femur breaker from SCPCB. Stop jackhammering into us right off the bat. Warm up to it and get us wet. No, spitting on the pussy doesn't count. This. Also don't just spit on us. At least ask. Some women really don't want that. Or just use lube. Some women also don't get wet easily on some days of their cycle. That's normal. Lube really helps there. I use AskReddit. You can fit a Cadillac into a doghouse. Too bad you're driving a Prius. Going fast does not mean it's good. Solid advice. Loved the username BTW. Don't grab my head and push me onto your cock during a BJ. If I'm giving head I need to be in control of it enough that I can moderate my gag reflex. If you like gagging, tell me and I'll gag enough to make it hot, but not enough to vomit. If you are into vomit, we need to talk about limits, because that's a hard limit for me. Don't just force my head down and set the pace without discussing it first. I'll never come near you again. The one time I had my head pushed down during a BJ my first instinct was to clamp my teeth shut. Not a fun day for either one of us. After some yelling and screaming the point got across that if you don't want your genitals bit don't spook the person who has them in their mouth. My current boyfriend and I had this problem when we first started. He only had 2 other girls besides me, whereas I've been safely practicing BDSM since late high school. The first time I gave him head it wasn't a problem. The next time I did though he grabbed my head and slammed me down. No discussion prior. I have some issues with forceful deep throating associated with certain traumas that most young women face. I smacked his ass, clipping his balls while doing so with one hand. Smacked the hell out of his stomach with the other. Lightly bit down to get him off me, and I curled into a ball and cried while he struggled with what just happened. He tried to comfort me, but I shoved him off out of reflex from flashbacks. So he got me some water and a blanket, and when I calmed down enough he held me and rubbed my back apologizing profusely. We then had a long conversation about trust and discussing things beforehand and trauma. Needless to say we haven't had that issue since. Going faster when you tell them something feels good / you're gonna come. Pro tip, don't change a goddamn thing. Keep up the same pace. It's a great conversation to have. Because porn is so fake and rarely catered to female pleasure. Fingering is usually way off. Also, BJS seem to have gotten more violent, choking, gagging etc. as opposed to something the girls is as into and enjoys as much as the guy. Funny. For this reason I have heard more straight girls watch lesbian porn. Because it caters more to their pleasure rather than straight porn. I mean it's a little better than straight porn. because the woman usually doesn't look like she gets hurt quite as bad as in straight porn. But lesbian porn is still made for men. I absolutely hate how most industry porn videos treat women. Like, are y'all having sex? Or am I watching someone get beaten up while naked? Maybe. Just possibly. Both people could look like they are enjoying themselves. This is probably the biggest turn off in porn. No, I do not need to watch violence when I'm trying to enjoy myself. Edit. Thanks. My highest upvoted comment is about porn violence lol. Fingering. There is a right way to do it. And it's not like in porn. Lol, so true. And PLS, cut your nails dude. And wash your hands PLS, thank you. Yeah. Spread lips. Not covered. Even pre-covered. I'm pretty sure a UTI I got once was because a dude didn't wash his hands very recently before fingering me. Oh. Yeah, you like that. As he completely misses my clit. A guy once said that as he rubbed the crease where my thigh meets my pubic area, my legs weren't completely open. I thought he was slowly working his way over, but then I was like, oh, you're staying here. Hahaha, this just reminded me of the story my husband told me about when he lost his V card. He said he was rubbing his dick kind of on the outside, maybe between vag and leg, and the girl said something like, here, let me help you. And when he actually got in, he was like backslash 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 backslash. Hahaha, good on her for doing that. What makes me laugh is that when some guys say this, they are coming on way too hard thinking they know how to please every woman that's ever lived. It's a fine line. But sometimes the ego is too big where it's just an instant turn off when you hype yourself up then immediately miss the mark. Just like jackhammering. That applies to both intercourse and fingering. Yes, especially when the cervix gets hit. I did that once. I feel bad to this day. At least you feel bad. I know a dude who told a girl to stop being dramatic when he hit her cervix. That's when you full on slap his dangling balls, and when he's writhing in pain you can say stop being dramatic. Slapping a girl's clit. Massage it, don't try to be forceful. But of course everyone is different and some folks might like it. Just ask, and just cause it feels good going slow does not mean it'll feel better going faster. Especially when it comes to the clit. I had to scroll too far to see this. Slapping the clit with fingers or dicks has never been, and never will be pleasurable. At least not to me. I fucking hate it so much. And if a dude does that to me I automatically think, no, he has no idea how to please a woman and he's only ever watched porn and never gotten a woman off. My ex tried to IDK, pinch it, squeeze it like a spot. He had one finger one side and another on the other side, and just forcefully squeeze them together. Pretty sure my scream of pain still haunts his dreams. OMG no, oh I'm so sorry that happened. Me too. Even typing the comment I had to try to describe what he had done. And my whole lower half tensed up remembering it, and my legs crossed to protect my bits. This is a strange one. But in a lot of porn, the dude just pounds away standing up, so that we can see everything going on with the woman, like boobies and all that. It's all good for cinematics, or whatever, but please, hold me during sex. Let me nuzzle my face into your neck and hug you, and leave little marks on your shoulder. It's so much more intimate, and makes me feel safe. Not sure about other women, but that's the thing I value the most with my boyfriend. Missionary gets a lot of shit for being the most vanilla of sex positions, but I will die on the hill that missionary with arms wrapped around each other, kissing, and eye contact / smiling is the best sex position of all time. Missionary is a seriously underrated position. I come the most from PIV with that position. No others compare. I think it gets a lot of flack, because in long-term couples it can easily become the default. And if there's not much effort being put in, it then becomes associated with the same old, and is no longer exciting. Don't eat a girl out by immediately spreading her lips, trying to lift up her clitoral hood, and then just stabbing her clit with the tip of your tongue, unless you know beforehand that she's into that. LMAO, your explanation of this was funny as fuck. I appreciate the tips nonetheless. No tip to clit stabbing. Noted. Thank you. A few times I've seen a woman flinching, but trying to disguise it with moaning, as the dude jacked them as her devil's doorbell with no warning. Holy shit, the plot thickens. The devil's doorbell, the panic button, the little man in the canoe, the boy in the boat, and NBSP, the clit. Butt stuff without asking, shoving your head down without asking, slapping you in the face with your dick when you're down there being super rough, jumping right into penetration, ignoring foreplay. Butt stuff without asking, accidentally use the wrong hole, changing lanes without signaling. When they go from ass to vag, good way to get an infection. Once you go butthole, you don't go back. Edited to say thanks for the awards and all the upvotes, lovely people. I'm a Reddit newbie. Every time I see that in porn, I have to close it out. I know they undergo weird safety/sanitary precautions for that kind of stuff, involving special dieting and enemas I think, but it just kills the mood for me. I really hope dudes don't take inspiration from that kind of porn too often. Yeah, I know they do special dieting and enemas so there are no messy accidents with anal, but it won't remove bacteria from the rectum that should not be entering a vagina. Whenever I see that, I'm almost sure the actress got a nasty yeast infection or BV after. I've even seen dudes go from one ass to another girl's vagina, and that is not safe whatsoever. That we just instantly get into the mood. You walk into the room and I'll just immediately want you. No, I'm still thinking about that embarrassing thing I did last week. I need more than 3 minutes to get into it. I absolutely do not want you to put your dick in my mouth after anal. I honestly can't even believe that shit is done in porn. Like, that's fucking nasty, and I'm down with a lot of stuff, but that's just nasty. Prep for an anal shoot in porn usually involves no solid foods for like a day beforehand, and a high caloric enema just before the cameras roll. Trained professional drivers on a closed track do not attempt at home. Somewhere someone is wondering what they are going to make for dinner while getting a pre-anal scene high caloric enema. Thinking that we orgasm from 2 minutes of penetration alone. I can't orgasm via penetration period, so last 2 minutes I don't care. Slapping the vagina like a used car salesman trying to sell a 1999 Corolla. Slaps vagina, this bad boy can fit so many dicks in it. I see you've met my ex. He's not the only one. Thinking all women love to deep throat with no chance for air. Occasionally you can throw that in there, but goddamn some guys. Thinking that a woman wants her face assaulted. I don't mind a little hip rocking when I'm going deep and he's feeling good, but please don't try to screw my face to the wall. Exactly. I'm down for a good time, but the whole face fucking concept doesn't do it for me at all. I like to deep throat. I also like to breathe and not have holes drilled into my head. 100%. I'm a lot happier with my performance when my brain isn't getting jabbed into survival mode. Rubbing my clit like it's a banjo. Edit. I didn't expect so many likes and a gold. Thank you very much. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Singing my life with his words. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his dong. Saying how you're going to destroy. Pop that cherry. Make walking hard for days. Make you sore. Don't offer to chafe my flesh. Man. There's not going to be a boxing match against my vagina. So stop trying to intimidate your opponent. Fuck your spine out of alignment is one I've used jokingly, lol, but yeah, that's a little forward and egotistical. I prefer to tell her something sexy like I'm gonna go to bed. I've got work in the morning. Apostrophe. It's business time. I've got my business socks on. This is a good master Quizlet for virgins like me. It comes down to this. If you see it in porn, it's probably not a good experience in real life. No one should be in pain during sex, unless they are into BDSM or something like that, and both partners have consented. Also, lube. Doesn't matter what is your sexual orientation. Lube is always a good idea. Flicking your nipples or slapping your tits is not a turn on. It hurts. Yeah. If she pushes your hands away, that means she doesn't want them touched. If she does it 3 times and you squeeze them anyway, don't be surprised when she cries out in pain. Porn lied to you. It really does f'kin' hurt. Is that a normal thing? To physically push your partner away multiple times and still have them try and touch you? That doesn't just sound like bad sex. That sounds like a crime. Yep. The joys of being a woman. Literally 90% of men that I've slept with will keep going for the nipples, even after you tell them not to. More than half of them will need me to tell them no or push their hand away multiple times. My ex always did this shit. When I had my nipples pierced they were really sensitive for a few weeks and I told him repeatedly that I don't want him to touch them at all for this time. Because I knew he would not be careful, he didn't care at all and even told me that I should not have them pierced because he can't control himself and I should know that. That was fucked up. Got an infection on both nipples and myself a new BF. Sadly I had to take the piercings out and re-pierce them in the future when fully healed. It doesn't have to be all serious. Sometimes your bodies will make a weird farty noise. Or you'll screw up your dirty talk. My brain reverts to pun mode unfortunately. Or your cat will jump up and fall asleep on your feet. True story. It's best to be able to laugh about it and then keep rolling rather than get mortified. Even better is if you can deliberately joke during sex. It's supposed to be fun. After all, what's more fun than sharing a laugh with someone you love? Or at least like enough for a booty call. Sure, it might break the rhythm a bit. But maybe it'll be a good time for a break anyway. There's no rule that says you can't stop for a snack or something during sex. There's no rule that says you have to stop for the snacks either. It can be difficult dealing with Twinkie wrappers when you're on top, though. That's why you go for the ho-hos. Stop being silent. Please moan. That shit's hot as hell. Before I used to be quiet, like silent during sex. I don't know why. I would get complaints. I've since learned to enjoy myself and make noises. Even sometimes like an animal. Some people can change. Animalistic noises are the best. Like you are losing yourself to passion. Like what animal we going for? Elephant? Blue whale or ho-ho-ho-ho-yo-yo? Talk dirty. It's nice to hear some things, but the AHH yeah bitch lick that up you fucking dumb slut is lame and pretentious. Yeah. I can always tell when a guy's gone down a rabbit hole of porn when all of a sudden the talk gets super degrading. Yeah you fucking bitch. Yeah you slut. You like that whore? Well I was, until you started calling me a fucking whore. Some people like that. Ask first. I like it when my BF calls me his slut. The possessive part is half of it. But I don't really like being called a bitch or a whore. Ask first. Yeah. Statistically, women are going to have a ton of baggage with words like that. It's not something you just whip out and see how it lands. Fuck. Even if there's not like trauma or anything it's still rude if you aren't into it LMAO. If you are new to Tattletale TV, please subscribe. We have new videos every day. Stay tuned for more coming up next.